What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven, and today we're going to be taking another look at Snow Angel, which last week I said was currently the best hero in the game. And Adam Reaver in the comments said, I'm surprised you think Snow Angel is the best hero now. I feel like I always get a Nutcracker I can't support, a Hippo I don't want, and a Bear Stain without any summons. And while that definitely can happen, you can certainly get unlucky with this hero in the same way you can get unlucky with other powerful heroes like Loki, which is mathematically going to, on average, work out in your favor. I think that Snow Angel is kind of the same thing. Across the first 12 turns of the game, up until the point where you hit level 6 and then get that free level 6 character, you're going to get 18 gold worth of free units. 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. 18 gold over 12 turns is a better return rate than econ heroes like Cursed King and Bear. And so I kind of look at Snow Angel like an econ hero that just happens to push you in one particular direction, has a little bit more luck involved. I guess Cursed King has some luck certainly too, but overall is going to wind up benefiting you in a pretty large way in the end. The other thing that's really important to note is that you can get that gold even faster once you start casting some XP spells, which we're going to be doing in this video as well. Last week's video was absolutely insane in that regard. We were up 4 XP by the end of the game. This one we're going to be up 2 XP, so it'll be 10 turns till we hit level 6, but that's still really good. That 18 gold in 10 turns is 1.8 gold each turn on average, if you want to think about it that way, which overall means that you are getting a pretty good rate with that, right? Much better still than Cursed King in Bear. And that is going to come along with it. Like, Princess Peep here, I don't think is a particularly great hit, especially as we are moving into this potential evil direction with Queen of Hearts. But overall, I still think that this winds up making the hero quite powerful. We are going to get a little bit of additional econ here from the secret stash, and we'll just use that to pick up these pigs that frogs rather, that we flipped over. And then I'm gonna go a little bit more in the evil direction and even sell out of the Princess Peep that we picked up, because I like this black cat that we wind up rolling into. I think if we sell off Wizard's Familiar and Princess Peep, this makes our board a lot better. Ultimately, the point that I was getting to, which I tried to say earlier, forgot while talking about the gameplay, but Snow Angel's very, very good. That's probably going to be the title of this video, so I kind of already said it. And one of the things that I think is really interesting about this game in particular is that we wind up playing an evil comp, which further makes it more difficult to fully utilize all of the different characters that we're going to be getting from Snow Angel. But I think certainly does a nice job at showcasing why I think that this hero is quite powerful. So right now we are on 3.2, about to level up next turn, and I do think that Water Wraith is pretty decent with Wicked Witch and with Black Cat, so I'll end up picking up that for some additional scaling, and then don't really remember what I do after that fact. You could pick up Kitty Cup Purse and a health potion. I don't love it. I think we're just going to wind up rolling down for the most part until I see this zombie. And Zombie with the Candy Rain is pretty good. I'll want to sell off one more character that we have here, and ultimately probably should have just sold off a frog. The goats were a little bit more stats because they'll also pump up the Queen of Hearts. But I do like the potential ability to find a treasure out of the frog. So that was the other reason that I wind up hanging on to those. We are going to get a pretty nice combat here, but up against Skip, it is a little bit dicey. We are still going to come out on top. And then we see 4 free gold with a pickup of a 7/7. And while I don't actually love Gingerbread Knight here, we're not playing good characters, or we're at least trying to play more evil characters, and we're also at 34 health. so we don't really have the need for Gingerbread Knight, it's hard to pass up a tier 4 treasure totally for free. So I'm just taking a look at some other options that I have here, and I think that the best thing for my economy is to either pick up the Humpty Dumpty, then sell the Humpty Dumpty, excuse me, so that I can cast the end this turn on one of my Frog Princes, or just pick up a Gingerbread Knight, next turn plan to pick up the other Gingerbread Knight alongside this, the end spell. And definitely locking on to all XP. Like I said, we're going to be up 2 XP in this game, so even though we didn't really use the Princess Peep, it still gave us 1 free gold. And if we get to the end, and even if we only use our tier 4 character and either our tier 5 or our tier 6 character that we get from Snow Angel, it's still 10 gold over 10 turns. Not exactly in as much in the early game as it was with Share Bear or Cursed King, but you're still getting that 10 gold over the first 10 turns. And actually, I don't mind losing a combat or two. We had the secret stash early on that I didn't wind up, didn't mind losing a combat with that. And now we also have Gingerbread Knight, which if we manage to lose a few more combats will wind up giving us plus 14 to our biggest unit. So not too shabby. I do think they're about picking up another Wicked Witch. However, we're going to be level 5 next turn. So it's kind of making me just want to, like, I could have sold off the frog and the queen there, picked up a Wicked Witch, and then played a little bit more of an interesting board in that capacity, but just going to save my gold for next turn once I hit level 5, and we'll grab another unit and figure out exactly where we're going for there. But I think that we're actually doing pretty okay. We're going to kill Romeo before we kill Juliet, which is very nice. We will wind up taking a little bit more damage. I would have rather even taken a little bit more damage, but it's fine. And then we pick up Baby Bear, which isn't quite one of the units that Adam Reaver mentioned in his comment that we read earlier, but I think it is the worst hit that you can get on Snow Angel. There's only 3 hits on level 5. 2 of them are absolutely insane, some of the best units of the game, Robin Hood and Lancelot. The other one's Baby Bear, and we are able to luckily find some XP this turn. That is obviously quite good. Was rolling for that, or I looked away, but I think I was potentially rolling for some tier 5 or level 5 evil units. So either one of those that we were able to find could have been decent. And then, yeah, just wind up moving some things back and forth. Definitely an interesting puzzle on this board. Oh, and I'm picking up a Friendly Spirit. Okay, well, I like that as well. That's going to be nice with the Lady of the Lake. Now, what's interesting that I wanted to bring up is I think that the biggest misses on Snow Angel are both Baby Bear and Bear Stain, which Adam does mention in his comment. The interesting thing about those 2 units is they are a combo with each other. They're 2 very good units that work to put together a pretty powerful endgame board. So even some of the biggest misses on Snow Angel, if you double miss, it's actually kind of like you hit again, which I think is a nice piece to the character. And then on level 3, basically everything's a hit. Princess Peep, not super exciting. But then on level 6, or level 4, almost everything's a hit just because it's also like bringing the stats. Level 6, I think that has a really good chance of hitting, and level 6, am I saying the same thing twice? Level 5 and level 6 both have a very good chance of hitting. That's my point. And if they both happen to miss, that's also like a hit. So hopefully I wasn't repeating myself and talking over myself too much there, and my point came across. But either way, we are going to be level 6 next turn. We're still at the top of the lobby. 23 health on a lobby that is definitely bleeding a little bit. And hopefully we're powerful enough to just win a few more fights, or heck, maybe we'll lose a fight by just a little bit and turn on our Gingerbread Knight sooner rather than later. The Friendly Spirit lands on Lancelot, though that's not enough to activate it, so a little bit awkward, and we will wind up losing this fight, which turns on the Gingerbread Knight, and also we get a Good Boy, and we get Lancelot to the point where it is very, very close to activating. We We could even put Good Boy in that center position in front of both of the ladies of the lake, and that would be enough to activate Lancelot. However, we find something even better than that. We find a Princess P, hashtag Queen P, and Empress P there, and that is going to be even more stats for us with this double Lady of the Lake that we have supported. I didn't talk too much about the game building up into this point. Obviously, we were so heavily focused on an evil comp to start things out. I did kind of want to try to transition into a good comp to effectively give me as many possible outs in order to turn this thing around. I wanted to have my bases covered for if I were able to find a Good Boy or a Princess P in that first turn when I hit level 6, and we happen to find both of them. So this turns out very, very well for us. Good Boy's gonna die. That's gonna give us a tier 5 treasure with Lancelot. And here's where things are going to really start to turn around as we take out the Sphinx. We're going to get our tier 5 treasure, and it is going to be Evil Eye, which is the perfect treasure that we could have asked for. I also would have been pretty excited to find Ambrosia or Hand of Midas, but now with that, we can quite comfortably cast this Knighthood on our Good Boy, and I'll skip ahead because that's the end of the turn, but now Good Boy has 24 health, going to be giving 48 health to all of my other units when it potentially eventually dies. Lightning Dragon gonna be a little bit of a problem, so that's a little bit annoying, but we do get to take it out. We will have to battle through this Jormungand though. That is quite a large Jormungand and will ultimately mean we take a little bit more damage, down to 5. Things are getting a little bit dicey here at the end of this lobby, but what I'd really like to find now are, well, I guess I'll take a Lady of the Lake because Horn of Olympus would be absolutely insane. We find that as well, but after that, I really want Good Boys and Princess Peas, Empress Peach, hashtag Queen P. So we are going to be, you know what, I might just call it Queen P or Princess P, and you guys will just have to bear with me in future videos because I just can't get it straight. I drew Love's Kiss on that baby bear just to try to make some use out of it. It winds up being throwing more bad money after bad, or throwing good money after bad, I guess is the saying, right? But then we sell off a few more things just to pick up a Good Witch to end the turn, and while it's not much, it's +4, +6 to Good Boy, which is +8, +12 to everything by the end of the turn, so it's like picking up a spell here, and ultimately I don't mind it. That's going to make our backline support characters quite large and mean that we are potentially moving on to the final 2 here if Cursed King takes out Skip, and they do. So we're into the finals, and it's time to find out which is the better econ hero, Cursed King or Snow Angel, who has had a better game overall. And by the looks of it, you'd think Cursed King. Cursed King just beat the player that beat us and has more health than us, but we can potentially find our way back into this one. I think I'm going to wind up picking up a Boom Hilda, which just provides a ton of stats to everything, +20 attack to everything in the front row, including that Good Boy and that Princess P, so that's going to be a whole bunch more stats on everything else as well. Could pick up a Baba Yaga. I could cast this Forbidden Fruit, sell off my Good Witch, and sell off my bench, and then I can pick up this Baba Yaga, though I don't think that it's enough of an upgrade. It's just 1 additional attack, but 3 less health, and ranged, of course. That's the big reason to pick it up, but ultimately I'm going to decide not to. And this is a very, very close battle, but we wind up able to trade with the Jormungand, and then our supports are better than their supports. So we get a win, we bring my opponent down to 7, and then we find another Princess P, Empress P, hashtag Queen P. And I'm super excited to bring that onto my board, as well as another Good Boy. This is going to make our board a lot bigger in this last turn, and we had an 85% chance to win the last combat. I think this is going to increase our odds even a little bit more so, and ultimately give us a really strong board. I wound up rolling past that spell just because I don't know, I probably should have just cast that Magic Research with not much else left in the turn. What I was kind of looking for there was Jumping Beans, If we can find some Hermes magic beans, then getting first attack on our good boy I think is quite powerful. And then I'm just taking a look at what the stats would be without Boomhilda, but I do think that a free spell giving me first attack would have been useful, but it's not going to matter too much. With an additional good boy plus an additional Empress P on the board, Jormungand is going to get a slay and is even going to come back and slay again with the Phoenix Feather that my opponent had. But luckily for us, it is still not enough. We are able to find the win. Good Witch surviving there with only 1 health at the end of it. Honestly, I thought this one was a lot of fun, specifically because it wasn't super powerful. It wound up getting quite lucky and quite powerful once we hit level 6, but we still missed a lot. Our level 3 character we immediately sold the next turn after using it in 1 losing combat. Our level 5 character we never used, and then we TLK'd and it was still bad, so then we had to throw that away. But still, getting a free good boy, getting a free Gingerbread Knight that honestly we didn't even do too much with, but still, that free good boy, as well as being able to put together a bunch more good boys and Empress P's at the end, was enough to find the win. That's going to be it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven. Peace.